Hi everyone, welcome to PeerChip. This is the channel where we talk about everything tech related. This series is specifically dedicated to Apple Arcade, where we review any games that you're interested in, so you know how they're like before you make the purchase. Let's start. This game is Landslide. I'm playing it on a MacBook Pro with a controller. Here we go. So it's a very calm environment. It has a very soothing background music as well. For copyright reasons, obviously I cannot show you the music. But as you can see, the different seasons of the game are named after different stages of human life. It begins with birth and ends with memory. And I'm just going through them so you can see. You have to unlock these seasons as you go forward. You move to a new season. It's like a checkpoint. And then you have access to it. All these with locks, I still haven't unlocked them, but we can start anywhere. We're gonna start with the beginning. You have different options for your paper plane. For me, all of them are unlocked. That's the most basic one. And then different planes, and you can make customizations to each of them in terms of improving them in this scale in terms of speed, steering, lift, health, and luck. These you can make based on the money that you collect during the game while playing. The blue items that you collect will allow you to make these customizations and buy new planes. We're gonna use this plane with the customizations that are on it. On the beginning, it's a little bit tricky to start with a controller because this game is mostly intended for use of with a phone or an iPad, where you can tilt the actual device to control the plane, but I'm using a controller, and having played this previously on phones, I'm not used to this, so bear with me with that. Anything that I used to tilt up is now tilt down, but basically the aim is to fly into that circle. Missed that right there. And in the beginning, as any game is, this is technically a tutorial. They want you to know like the basics, and as you progress to higher levels, you get more customizations on the way. Now we are moving out of the beginning into the first stage. Also, the lower you fly, the faster you go. And you maintain your control over the plane by going up and down. So you need to tilt up the plane. Well, now I just fell because I aimed too far up and it slowed down too much. But basically you aim down to speed up, and then you aim up to gain altitude. You need to constantly do this in order to both gain speed and gain altitude. If you fly too far up or your nose is too far up, you're gonna slow down and fall, as I just showed. However, with like a small, like a very specific tilt that you keep tilting it up and down, you can continuously fly with ease. These red things are your health. As you can see now, you have two indicators on the top. Every time you hit something or you get scratched against the ground, you lose a little bit of health. With that health, like these additions, you can, if you use it, you gain full health. Make sure to use it, because if you don't, it goes away. And that yellow thing is the amount of flights that this plane has left. So your aim is to keep collecting them, because once you hit 0, it will just fall. So now we only have the yellow ones because this is the beginning level, but as soon as we progress to another stage, you will see that another blue indicator, here they are. I'll try my best to fly to the blue. As I said, this controller is a little bit tough to work with. See, now that I collected 3 blue ones, it showed up there, and that amount of like the blue ones that you collect, they add up, and then you can buy new planes or upgrade the ones that you have. And in each stage there are different things, like for example now I have 650 blue ones. I'm gonna restart this, and every time you fall, you can start from the stage or season that you're in, so you don't need to start from the beginning. So we started on the consciousness level, and like as we go up, there is always like new things. The scenery changes, and sometimes there are obstacles that, well, unfortunately, this video is not long enough to get that far, but there is, for example, stages where you need to collect a key and then use that key to open the door for the plane to pass through. It has all sorts of these nice things in the middle, and it's relaxing. You can keep going with it. And one of the nice things about this game is that it does not require too much power from your phone or Mac, so it doesn't heat up. Now I'm gonna briefly show you the background music. So I'm gonna increase the volume. Yeah, that's it. Unfortunately, I can't, as you know, for copyright reasons, I don't want to use their music on the video. We've just entered a new season. Now there are these green things which also help with your plane. You can add specific effects, and this actually helps with opening a new plane. So when you start, you don't have access to all these planes, as I showed you. Just hit 3. But when you start, you want to unlock these planes using these green ones. And there we restart. As you can see, we started at the consciousness once again. I'm flying very low, so I'm flying very fast. But flying low also means you're flying very close to all sorts of obstacles. These obstacles appear at multiple heights. Also, something about the blue things you collect. they add up. So now it shows 0, but whatever I collected in the previous round, I still have it. Now I'm trying to gain some altitude to then bring down the nose and gain some speed. This game is really intended for, I mean, you can play it with anything, but perhaps a device that you can tilt is better. But also, if you do it on a Mac, I personally find it much easier to use keyboard buttons instead of a controller. Or if you use a controller, don't use the joystick, use the buttons, because it needs to register each click, so it doesn't have a sense for how much you tilt the joystick. It either is tilted or is not tilted. So like if you want to tilt up, you need to keep tilting it up and then let go and then tilt up again to do that. And sometimes when you're going down, in order to make sure you don't hit the ground, you need to continuously tilt up the plane. So use whatever that you find more comfortable. Now I'm gonna show you some of the options so you can improve there. Amazing story, and also it's like you can keep going with this game. It doesn't really need much of a like energy in terms of thinking either. So the controls are here. As you can see, I have a controller attached. So what I can see is the gamepad controls, and I can adjust which button does what. You can obviously adjust volume and everything. This is the resolution that we are working with. And this is the best that I can do here with this device. It looks amazing from my point of view. I'm gonna show you all the other options so you can look into lower resolutions if you want a smoother experience. If with a high resolution you have difficulty, there's all sorts of other controls to lower these graphics in case there are any issues or if you wish to do it for any reasons. But yeah, that is it. Let me know what else you want me to review next, and also make sure you like and subscribe. See you next time. Peace.